What's going on, guys? Give me 1 second here, get set up. Crazy day. Let's get organized here. Okay. SBFM, we'll go over this one. Great trade today. Okay. What's going on, guys? Give me 2 seconds here. Just getting everyone sorted. We're gonna walk through today's trades, although there was a ton of trades today, to be honest with you, but it was pretty crazy. So we'll walk through it. And what's up, Turbo? What's up, Eric Scott? What's up, Justin Smith? What's up, Tarson? What's going on? Appreciate it. Yeah, there were some fire alerts today. Absolute awesome volatility today. So I'm hoping everyone sort of had a big green day today. There was a ton of opportunity up and down. Joining from StockTwits or Webull, other social outlets. Appreciate you guys hopping on. This is Spud from Spud Zone. Everything I trade with my own retail money. I do not trade for anyone else. I do not work for a fund. Everything are my own trade ideas. So obviously play off your own risks and your own circumstances. Everything I trade is in real time based on my opinion, the charts, technicals, whatever it may be, fundamentals. Market flow, sentiments, etc. So today I'm going to cover a couple different names today. That is SBFM AGRX and Coinbase. I'm going to walk through these tickers because there were some really solid moves I think you guys should probably be aware of, because a lot of these for me were very just simple, easy trades. So I'm going to kind of walk through this. I want to walk through SBFM. We're going to start with this one, okay, guys? This is a daily chart. We saw this thing run from $2 to $12 in a span of 3 days, okay? It is now gapped down just as fast from 12 at a high, I believe it was, right? Or maybe it's 9, I apologize. All the way down to the lows of 420-ish, okay? And so we had a top out there, minus 37, minus 21. That's a 58% move. And then we're down about 10% today. That's a 60-70% move in 3 days, okay? Big liquidity. So there's shorts that are up 60-70% in 3 days. There's obviously high fees for this name. So my thought process around this name was scoop up the 430s, 420s, 440s, 450s, 460s. And I just kept accumulating. All morning. I'm going to walk through what I was doing. This move was awesome. Awesome move. And it actually blew out my price targets. I didn't think we would hit potentially the 550 that easily. And we almost hit 6, which was my second one. I accumulated all in here this morning around 945, 950. I accumulated in here. And I wasn't doing size. I was just buying probably about 5,000 shares. I was buying about $20,000 worth every 15 minutes or so. Right in here. So each candle, each dip, I'd take 5K. Each dip, I'd take 5K. I bought all the way up to 490. I actually bought all the way up and I stopped buying right here at 490. And then I sold everything in the mid fives. So that was a beautiful, I built around the core down here, right? We have consolidate, rip higher, consolidate, rip, brand new highs. And then we sort of, obviously the market literally just fell off a cliff. So every stock fell off a cliff. So I don't know how this action will be tomorrow or the next day, but everything fell off the cliff end of day here as we're going into power hour close. But this was a great, right? Consolidate, rip. And then we just had 8, 9, 10 candles in a row of just monster move. So this is a 20-30% mover off the 430s. My core was around 440, 450. As I alerted this at 420s. It went all the way up to 460. Then I built my core around the 450s. And then I sold everything for about 20% plus in the 5s. So it was a solid about 20 to 25K trade there. Have to look back. So that was a beautiful trade for me. I hope folks nailed that one. That was a great trade. I did have some losses today on the short side. So, I'm not up as much as people probably think I'm up 50K plus today. I'm actually not. I think I'm hovering around 20K right now, maybe 18K. So I got to figure that out. Got to close some positions here into close. But I figured we'd do this session here quickly. Coinbase, going to walk through this name. Absolute monster day today out of the gates. You saw some huge buying. I saw this big green candle, then I jumped in on this dip here at 156. I rode up calls all the way to 161-ish flat. Missed a move to 62, but it is what it is. I missed a dollar move there. Sold for about 50% on the calls there. It was about a quick 5K profits. That was a great, nice move. Then I actually got some puts down in here, and I sold into the low of day. Probably made about 2K there, not much. But nice scalps, great scalps today. Up, this sold off with the QQQ and Bitcoin as expected. I alerted some short ideas on some of these names because the selling is just really, really strong right now, guys. Be careful on some of these longs. This selling is like, this tape is extremely, extremely heavy right now. I'm a little concerned about this tape going into tomorrow. Really concerned, actually, not a little concerned. I'm very concerned about this QQQ SPY tape. There's some serious selling going on. I don't know, and it's really on no news, just really the standard rate stuff we've been hearing and the inflation. So, we could be going much, much lower at this rate if this continues. But that was the coin trade, and then it just sort of sold off all day long. Beautiful execution, guys. This is very important because when price targets get hit, you can't be greedy on a lot of these plays. I mean, if you make 50, 100% in 10, 15 minutes, it's like, hello, that's what people aim for to make in like 5 years. You made it in 10 minutes. So that's how you have to that's how I approach these things. Hopefully that's helpful, because that's sort of how I take the approach to day trading itself. My goal is to build up my accounts as best as I possibly can, not by hitting grand slam monster home runs, just by consistently nailing profitable trades. I know tons of great traders out there who lose like 70% of their trades, but their winners are freaking winning monster winners. Like they're big gap ups, right? Or big shorts, whatever the types of trade they make. But they keep their losses extremely tight, so they're still extremely profitable. If you can keep those losses tight, let your winners run, let your losers cut them quick, you're going to be probably pretty successful in this game. So that was coin, and then the AGRX was a trade I normally hit about 6-7 out of 10 times. If you see the build up here on the 5-minute chart, right? We saw a bust candle here. I bought right in here at around 20 to 21 cents here, right in here. And the high of the day at the time was 21 cents, okay? So I said I'm buying the break. So what that means is I bought the HOD break, and then I got this wild 6 million, 14% candle up, and I sold into that. Sold early. I sold at like 26, 27 cents. That was a nice little 4 or 5K scalp in about 5 minutes of trading time. And that's just because I bought the break here. And I wanted the squeeze candle, and the squeeze candle was much bigger than I anticipated. That was about 16, 17, 18% there. So that was a beautiful trade as well, 4 or 5K. Stress-free for me, just sort of sold right into the strength. Big volume hit the tape, 6 million, right? We're doing about $1 million a candle, and then bam, 6 million. That's a squeeze candle. So, that's how I traded this one. Now, as I mentioned, this is a fader today now. But these are quick plays because the liquidity's there. You can't trust this market. As you've seen, the market just jumped 500 points. There was billions on billions being sold at the ask. I have no idea what the QQQ is doing now. But we went down, I think, from a high of like 400, 500 points on the NASDAQ. I mean, look at this. Look at this selling, guys. We're down, 0.7 here. We're up almost plus 2. So it's a 3%, almost a 3% move to the downside. That's pretty serious, guys. I know it doesn't seem like a lot of selling, but you have to understand, we opened the day huge green all the way up here at 348. We're down to 338. So, this market's not ready for a bounce yet. We're nowhere near ready for that bounce. Traders are forcing it, thinking that we're going to get that bounce. But as you can see, sellers are in full control. We are nowhere near that bounce yet. We tried earlier today, and it just got fully rejected. So I think we're probably going to see lower on the indexes. We're going to see lower 52-week lows on some of these tech names. I just don't think the dust has settled from the price action, at least. That's all my opinion, of course. Based on this price action, it just seems sellers are not done selling. So, you got to be careful in these markets. You got to scalp down, scalp up. There's tons of opportunity both ways. So, be mindful of that, especially if you have long-term positions as well. You can always play the downside on some of these indexes, sort of hedge your positions and still hold long. So, it's always a good way you can do that through options. So that was QQQ, AGRX, Coin, and SBFM. Just a crappy market day. I'll probably be closing shop pretty soon. Maybe taking the pup to the dog park. So, gonna be probably done here. I don't really, unless I see an A++ setup that I like with high conviction. I just doesn't seem like the risk market today, not the appetite. There's a lot of confusion still going on. It looks like on the indexes here, and I'm just not ready to risk. So, hopefully everyone had a great trading day. If you didn't, if you're still trying to learn, if you're still trying to see things, I highly recommend sort of taking the approach in the Discord. You can always come in the Discord. Happy to help you there. We have thousands and thousands of members / testimonials. You can highly join there. I will take a couple questions here. It looks like Rob has a question. I understand your reasoning and where you accumulate SBFM, but what made you interested in the first place? Because all I saw was a downtrend. Yeah, all I saw was a downtrend too on the daily, which actually made me interested because of how fast, Rob, it dropped. So the SFBM trade dropped so fast from the 8.9s area down to the low 4s that for me it was sort of like, why don't I take a low risk setup? The selling seemed to just die today. And why I did it, Rob, was this. What I saw out of the gates is what I call a big green candle. I call it the market maker candle. And at 9:30 this morning, we had about 1 million shares go up for 4%. So to me, if that was a big red candle, Rob, and it sort of dumped to like 380, 390, I would have probably shied away from this. But given that it was a buying action out of the gates and ran all the way to 473, basically even for, just barely green, that made me say, okay, I'm going to try dips on this name. And that's when I started accumulating those 430s, 440s dips, Rob. And then that was the main reason. And then I just soaked it. And clearly other traders were soaking this. And the volume was just soaked. And then, bam, the huge move happened where there was, 20 million in liquidity that came through here in the span of like an hour, span of like 5, 10, 20 minutes. So, that's a big liquidity pool there, and you could sell into that strength. Hopefully that helps, Rob, sort of sell the picture. So the big thing to me was the 935 candle. If it was big red going down this way, as I said, 390s, 380s, I would have been like shying away, saw weakness. But I saw strength out of the gates, which is what made me lead to maybe only accumulate dips. And the run was phenomenal. You can't ask for a better run on this name, SBFM. It was a 20-30% mover off the alert. So you just can't ask for a better name. If you didn't sell into the huge, sort of 20-30 million liquidity pool in here, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. The first price target was 550, and it almost even hit 6. So, those were my targets. Greed kills in this game. If you're up so much so quickly, I like to take profits off the table because you never know what the market's going to do into the afternoon or into close. And here you go. The market just dumped, all over the indexes, and everything's now panicking, and people are now selling, taking profits. So that's why, as a day trader, you got to play things safe, up or down. It can change on you in a blink. So, be careful. I'll be watching this name for sure tomorrow. Maybe it has another bounce back to those 580s, but we'll see. Shaky markets right now. It seems like a lot of people don't have a risk appetite for much. So, do have to play, patient and sort of hesitant in a way as well. So, hopefully that's helpful. Yes. Let me show the Vera trade. Yes. Let me show the Vera trade. Yes. Thank you for that. So that was yesterday, 11:30. Now I want to talk through this trade because this was an absolute beauty one. This was a great trade here. And I would have made 30, 40K on this name. I only made about 8 to 10K on it. But here's what happened. See, now why did I soak the 11:30s yesterday? Was because of this reason. Let me get to the 5 minute. I believe it was a 5 minute. Once this shaped up, this is what, yesterday? 411. Oh, maybe today. Is today the 11th or 12th? Today's the 12th. So that would have been yesterday around 11:13. Hold on. Right in here, I believe. Yep, okay. So this trade right here, right, guys? So this, I was calling for 11:30 dip. The whole day I was looking for just this washout. We saw this monster move to the 14s. Flush, buy. Flush, buy. Flush. That's when I got it. Because these bottom wicks, see how the big buying sort of stepped in right in this zone? 6 million a candle, 5 million a candle. It comes back to price action. 12 million a candle on that one. It comes to price action. If millions and millions of dollars are being bought at a certain level, guys, what happens? I'm a buyer at those levels. Intraday, of course. This name is now down with the market. This is where I bought in here. And I said, you know what? Let's take a rescalp at 11:30, 11:20, 11:15, and we got it. We got it, right? So I wanted to add right in here and then sell the rip, which is all the way to 13. That's a big move. That's a 10-15% ripper. I sold for 7% in the strength of this candle around 12:20. So that was a great, great move, but you had to have patience because people were buying here because they couldn't get a dip. People were buying here, they couldn't get a dip. People were buying here, they couldn't get a dip. People were buying here, they couldn't get a dip. And then finally, look at the bottom wicks here. See those three bottom wicks? That's called support, right? So what happens? It bounced right off the bottom wicks. Now, if I entered here and it dropped more, my stop loss would have been the bottom of this wick, which would have been like 1040, 1050, probably even higher, 1060. And then we probably would downtrend all the way to the 9s. And here we are in the 9s today. So this name's probably not done. I mean, this name traded $3.5 billion yesterday. So my guess is this name's probably not done. So I will be watching this for sure tomorrow. The market's just a little weak. Yeah, hopefully that's helpful, guys. And, I appreciate everything. Hopefully I'm answering some questions pretty well. Awesome, guys. So that's it for me. Great trading day today. Closing up shortly. Great stuff, great work, and keep the questions coming on Discord, StockTwits or Webull, and we'll keep it ready. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Have a great day. We'll chat soon.